So this clip, to give context, was one of the first and only time so far I've done a podcast with a fellow collaborator on a full-length album, Anime Anthems Volume 4, which this was the album that really made me decide to go the ambient / orchestral route of anime covers. And the last track on that album was unlike anything I've ever done before. And sit back and enjoy and listen tentatively, because I would love to have your thoughts on this afterwards, because we're gonna get audio technical nerdy on this clip. Why is Sadness and Sorrow 9 minutes long? Talk about how you feel about the cover first.
The first time you showed me that, I remember I remember the exact moment. I was just sitting on my desk enjoying a cup of coffee, and then when I saw the file, I was like, okay, why is this long? Yeah. Like, come on, we haven't played. I think the rest of the songs, there isn't anyone that goes over 3-4 minutes. But I was like, okay, we keep the same style. We're still doing soft piano, vibey, ambient music there.
Yeah.
And then boom, the bomb arrived.
The bomb arrives. On the last key of this, basically Sadness and Sorrow, I made it like a fragmented synthesis piano patch. And it's really crystallized in the sense that whenever it's halftime and whenever a piano note hit, it crystallizes off all these little fragments, and it's very sparse and sprinkly and metallic, and it gives a modern edge to Sadness and Sorrow. Which is all about anime anthems, giving it a new flair. Here's a classic anime piece melody that you love. Here's a new flair. Here's a new taste. Dunking in this taste. And I was like, I want to go somewhere really random. So I took the last note and I time stretched it 6 minutes long. And I did that 14 times. I layered it 14 times. And then I sent all 14 of them through different reverbs, different Valhalla presets, and gave them these very specific frequency cuts. And then I let that echo out, and I was like, what's an anime track that people would just not expect it to be an anime track? And that is Clair de Lune by Debussy. Clair de Lune by Debussy? That's an anime track? What are you talking about? That clearly came out before the very first anime. What are you talking about? In Neon Genesis Evangelion,
I was about to say that.
Clair de Lune is a track that exists. So it qualifies as an anime music. But no anime music channel that I know of has covered Clair de Lune by Debussy. So this was what I wanted to make it. Something completely unexpected. And I reached for all the electroacoustic concepts that I go for with Chip Machine. Chip Machine is I'm seeing the word Chip Machine right now, and none of these listeners know because I've never talked about Chip Machine yet. Chip Machine is an electroacoustic experimental original music project that I do. I try to release original music on top of the cover song, guys. And I really like it. It's my musical experimental playground. And I wanted to experiment here. And it randomly, but really worked, in my opinion.
It was excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah, I remember okay, I'm going to hear a cloud of reverb for the next 8 minutes or something like that.
Guys, I had him meditating in his chair.
Exactly. No, yeah, it was so...
Yeah.
Yeah, soft. And then all of a sudden, I began to listen to Clair de Lune. I was, wait a minute, I know this.
Yeah.
I remember that you do. Why do I know this? And then, yes, of course, the Clair de Lune.
So
I think I asked, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, absolutely, of course. No, you would ask me what's wrong with me in that, and anyone else would.
But of course, in a positive way, it was a totally unexpected idea. Yeah, that blew my mind the first time I.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's very, very bizarre. I completely understand everyone's sentiment and everything, but it's something that I wanted to reach for, and I might do again on another album. But this is really bizarre because if you look at the album credits, you'll have Toshio Masuda, original composer of Sadness and Sorrow, and then Claude Debussy in composer credits on a song. I don't think that'll ever exist anywhere else on the internet. Like,
Probably.
I did a collab of Debussy X Toshio Masuda. Like, think about that. Like, let that hit your brain. Debussy X Masuda? What?
It's like, imagine, I don't know, Koji Kondo and Richard Wagner. Something like that. So, yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So yeah, we have Toshio Masuda X Claude Debussy t-shirts now available on JaianMusic.com. I'm kidding.
Oh, what
But I should probably do something with that.
yeah, hey, I'll pick it up. I'll pick it up on my next physical podcast.
But yeah, so I've recorded and like thought about this multiple times. Any thoughts on this whole thing, Morgan?
It's really cool, and it's something where I remember in the like early days, maybe many moons ago, many years ago, because I've always really liked Chip Machine. I think is really cool, and that's one of the projects from you that I would argue I follow a bit more, you know. And I've always kind of wanted to see more and more bleed. And I remember a couple of years ago, maybe I don't remember when exactly, like you had showed me one of the covers or something you were working on that was significantly different from some of the earlier ones where you were trying to stay more true to what the covers are, you know. And here it was, and I've been happy to see every time I go in and I check some of the newer stuff. I'm always very pleasantly what's the word? Engaged, you know, with the covers, and I love seeing a bit of the crossover of some of these things you're learning and doing with Chip Machine as you're experimenting and all this. Seeing that bleed over to the anime covers makes it nice and fresh, you know. So I love hearing that and I love seeing that. So that's really cool, really cool. And like you said, I don't think that's a crossover that you're gonna hear too many times, you know, if ever again.
No, absolutely. Toshio Masuda X Claude Debussy. First of all, thank you so much for the kind words. I really appreciate that. That creating like a crossover or like an intersection on the internet with those two like genius musical minds is nothing that I ever thought would be possible. But with the power of anime music,
Yeah.
anything is possible, such as that. And I do want to venture to say that I believe Chip Machine and JaianMusic are only going to continue to bleed more and more together. The instrument libraries are reached for Chip Machine and for JaianMusic covers are very similar, and I'm almost like feeling like in a similar mindset the more I make Chip Machine, which this year is like a thing where I'm dropping one new drone track every single day on Chip Machine, on all the music platforms, and I'll be excited to see the results of that like later on in the year, like how many people actually like stream that. Like Morgan, we are starting to dwindle down.